Hey guys, it's Space Party here, and today for your wall I have a video showing you how to get to a high round on the Zombies map Origins. Now the gameplay in this video only goes up to round 50, but I think that's okay because, after about round 50, that's when it gets to a point where it's just the same thing over and over again. The only difference between the rounds is how long they're going to take. So as long as you just follow this, you should be able to get to any round that you want, as long as A, you're not limited by time or the console limitations like getting reset or anything like that. So anyway, let's begin. Now before you start the whole thing off, you're going to need to have an idea of what you want to achieve before what rounds and everything. So just as an example, in this guide we're going with the whole idea of getting the Mauser Pack-a-Punch before round 8, which is when the Panzer Soldat first comes. Having little goals similar to this are integral to your success. If you have no plan, you're just going to be running around aimlessly trying to think of the best way to survive on the fly. The three goals that we have for this strategy are having the Boomhilda before round 8, having the Thunder Fists before round 14, and then having the G-Strikes and the Boreas Fury before round 20. These goals effectively correlate with what we want our setup to be. We want the Boomhilda to be our secondary to deal with Panzer Soldats. We want the Thunder Fists to help get the G-Strike grenades. We want the G-Strike grenades to help distract the zombies when the Panzer Soldat comes. And we want the Boreas Fury to kill the normal zombies. The following is how I believe you should go about getting all of these things achieved at a relatively early round. After accumulating about 4,000 points, I recommend you take the door over to Generator 2, whilst also digging up any dig sites that you find there along the way. Depending on the weather, you might get a part for the ice staff from a dig site. The ice staff is not essential for this strategy. However, if you do wish to go to rounds 100 plus, then it is recommended that you build that in addition to the wind staff. Upon arriving at Generator 2, I recommend that you buy the MP40 off the wall for 1,300 points. This is going to serve as your primary until you get the wind staff. In addition to the MP40 and potential parts of the ice staff, you should also be picking up parts of the zombie shield. There is one part on the Generator 2 side of spawn, one on the Generator 3 side of spawn, and then another part in no man's land. The zombie shield is going to be integral to your survival at later rounds as it provides protection for your back. If you take the Generator 2 route and the mystery box is not there, then do not worry because we're not actually going to be hitting the box the entire game. Well, we can hit it if we want to, but for the sake of the early rounds, we're not going to be hitting it whatsoever. Since a fire sale power-up can't spawn unless you get a teddy bear from the box, we actually refrain from hitting it so that does not happen. By effectively removing fire sale from the pool of drops that can come from a zombie, this heightens our chances for getting a max ammo in the later rounds, and this is integral to going far. Now that we have the MP40, heading over to No Man Land should be the next act of business. Going over to Generator 4 and turning it on will activate Juggernog, which is by far the most essential perk in the entire game. After turning on Generator 4 and buying Juggernog, it's time to head over to Generator 5. After turning that on, you might be tempted to buy Stamin-Up. Normally this would be a good idea, but I'm going to have to suggest against it because we're going to be needing all the points we can to make sure that we have the Mauser Pack-a-Punch before round 8 when the Panzer Soldat comes. Leading up to the eventual round 8 when he does come, however, you're going to want to be making sure that you are filling up all of the chests that are necessary for the Thunder Fists. The Thunder Fists are a powerful melee weapon, and as I said before, they're going to make getting the G-Strike grenades relatively easy. The chests take 30 zombies to completely fill. If while you're filling the chest up, a giant robot comes in and steps on the chest while it's not been completely filled, it will reset the zombie count. This is why you need to make sure that you fill the chest as quickly as possible, just to prevent having to restart the entire process. Once you have enough points, it's time to head over to Generator 6 and turn that on. If you've been following what I've been saying so far, you should have all of the generators on except for number 3, so cut back around to spawn and go and turn that on as well. At this point you should be able to finish getting all of your zombie shield parts. Now that you've turned all the generators on, you'll hopefully have about 7,000 points remaining. Now that all the generators are on, you can access the Pack-a-Punch machine. This is located at the excavation site in the center of the map. Pack-a-Punch your Mauser into the Boomhilda and prepare for the onslaught of the Panzer Soldat, which is coming at round 8. Now, I say onslaught, but as long as you have the Boomhilda, you really should be fine. I'm going to play a clip here just to show you how easily you can wreck the Panzer if you have the Boomhilda.
All that remains. Will burn for all eternity.
See? What did I tell you? It's pretty basic stuff, right? Anyway, now that we've dealt with the Panzer, we're going to want to continue to fill up all the chests. If applicable, you should leave a zombie at the end of the round and then go and hunt for the rest of the wind staff parts. They are found inside of the giant robots. How do you enter a giant robot, you may ask? Well, as they're walking along you can see that their foot might be lit up with yellow lights. If you can shoot this foot and then get stomped on, you will be taken to the robot's head. If you still don't understand what I mean, then I'm going to play a clip here for you now showing me getting all 3 of the wind staff parts. Now that you have all of the 3 wind staff parts, there are 3 more components to completing the build. The first of which is the gramophone. This is located underneath the pack-a-punch machine next to a table. The second is the white disc. This can be located in 3 different sections, but is always found within the general vicinity of the pack-a-punch machine. And finally, the yellow disc. This is always found near generator 5. If you're having trouble with locating any of these items, please refer to the link in the description of this video. Now that you have all of the necessary components, place the gramophone on the table at the dig site and it will open up a set of stairs. Pick the gramophone up again and then proceed to the tunnel marked Wind by generator 4. Place the gramophone at the table and then proceed through the portal to the crazy place. Once you have picked up the yellow crystal, return to the set of stairs that you just opened with the gramophone and descend to the bottom of the pit. Build the Staff of Wind at the yellow altar. With the staff now built, it's time to begin the process of upgrading it. I will now play a clip for you showing all of the steps needed to complete the upgrade.
Found the way to bridge the void. Follow in your footsteps.
We must understand.
Now that may have seemed rather lengthy and complex if you aren't familiar with it, but that's okay. Once again, if you're having any trouble whatsoever, just hit up the link in the description that I mentioned before. Before you place the Staff of Wind in the crazy place, you should go and obtain the Thunder Fists from the challenge box. This will make getting kills for the upgrade much easier. It takes about 20 to 30 kills to fully charge it, but as long as you have the Thunder Fists and the Boom Hilda, you should be okay. So now, if we go back to our checklist, we have 3 of our 4 desired objects: the Boom Hilda, the Thunder Fists, and the Boreas Fury. To get our final item, the G-Strike, you'll need to pick up a stone from generator 2 and bring it over to the church, as seen in this clip here.
Once more.
So yeah, easy as that. After you've placed the stone, you need to get 20 melee kills by it. This is why I recommend you obtain the Thunder Fists, as this makes melee kills exceedingly easy up to round 19. But, since you've been following this guide, it's going to be way before round 19. Am I right? Once you've gotten enough kills, you'll hear a funny noise and then you'll be able to pick up your stone again. Now what you need to do is bring the stone back where you first picked it up by generator 2, without touching any of the mud. If you're unfamiliar where the mud is located, or you're just not sure where you can and can't step, the best thing to do is to just hop on the tank and ride it all the way over to generator 2, while blowing any zombies away with the wind staff that try to hop on. Place the stone back down on the table where you first found it, get 20 more melee kills, and then voila!
From thin air, a weapon appears. What is the purpose of this lantern?
What is the purpose of this lantern? Well, Takio, I'm glad you asked. These essentially serve as monkey bombs, and as I said before, we're going to use them to distract the zombies when the Panzer Soldat comes. Wait a second, we've got the G-Strikes, we've got the Boreas Fury, we've got the Thunder Fists, and we've got the Boom Hilda. Oh my god, we are officially set. Now to cover the strategy that we're going to be using for the rest of the run. See that place where the tank just stopped? We're going to be running around in circles for the rest of the game and then shooting the Boreas Fury at the zombies.
Be it.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for the whole strategy, really. There are a few situations that you're going to want to be careful of. Pretty much the main one is when the Panzer Soldat comes. But as I've said about, 4 times during this guide, just throw down a G-Strike and then unload the Boom Hilda onto him, and then he should be down in a few seconds. Another one to watch out for is when the Templars come to try and destroy your generators. The only ones that you really should go after are ones that are at generators 1, 2, or 3. 4, 5, and 6 are too far away. However, if they do turn 4 off, then it's recommended that you go and turn it back on at the end of the round, just so if you do end up going down, you can get Jug. But as long as you have the wind staff out, you really should be fine. It's just a simple matter of like point and shoot, and you can get out of pretty much any situation, hopefully. Also, one thing that I forgot to mention was to build the zombie shield in the workshop, so it's easily accessible if it gets destroyed from getting hit too much. The shield's integral to surviving because it's going to cover your back. I know I said that before, but I just need to re-emphasize that because it really is important. As parting words, the final thing that I can say is pretty much to make sure that you keep everything in a rhythm. Now that sounds really weird, however, it's actually very important to do so. I'm going to show you my 2 downs here. The first one is because of me just being stupid, but the second one is because I left the area that I was training at, and then I went to go and kill the Templar zombies. If I had kept my rhythm and just stayed what I was doing, then I wouldn't have broken my pace, and then my mentality wouldn't have gotten all messed up and everything. That sounds really psychological and clever, but like it's true, alright? Just believe me. Just keep doing what you're doing, and then chances are you will not die.
Our victory did not come easily.
The spirits have brought forth a generous gift for us all. Insta-kill.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to leave a like rating on this video and also subscribe to the channel. I'm hopefully going to be doing a similar guide to this for both Shadows of Evil and The Giant when they come out with Black Ops 3. Thank you again, and have a nice day.